Okay, so your left hand one we discussed obviously being before. The shots we had today resembled that. The shots you had on the weekend when you last played resembled that. Okay, so those two type of shots, a straight pull left on the red line or a cutty one off the right on the blue line, is exactly the same swing path or the club path into the golf ball. It's whether the face is square open or not. And on any given shot, any given Sunday when you play, if your hand's working better or not, as the case may be, the face squares or doesn't, and you get a slice or a pull. Okay, both of which are going to be no real sort of benefit to you. And then the driver, you're going to struggle no end. Okay, so setup wise, like I say, those very, very good in both these cases. Backswing wise for me is really, really good. Top of the backswing now, getting the golf club to a pretty good spot there now. Now this backswing I think maybe a little bit shorter because you're trying to do smaller swings, but again, it's on the same good line there, okay, as you're going back. Now on the left hand one, as you start coming back down, your kind of power move, shoulder and arms working across the top. So you see your club now at this position is almost, not a good line, just straight line, is almost vertical, okay? So with a 7 iron, your threshold, I guess, would be kind of 6 to 5 iron maybe, where you'd be okay. 3s and 4s and 3-woods and hybrids, and especially drivers, just be coming down so steep, you're just going to bury the club in the ground, or have to try and recover that by coming up and thinning it and cutting it or towing it or slicing it or whatever it may be. So from that angle with the club kind of through your neck area looking down the line, very, very steep. As you then progress into the golf ball, you see the club now way out here. When we put you in just that position, said chip a golf ball, you barely made any contact, did you? Ideally speaking, that club wants to be your hands a bit closer and the club more into sort of this position from where you were here, and you can just return the club back to the ball in a more effective manner. Okay, so this feeling now, as we said on the way down, if you're doing a drill where you're doing it super slow-mo, as you get down to here, okay, the arms will be here and the club in effect will be way behind you. Because then when you add the speed, that sort of jet ski sort of example, the club now will swing kind of around and back to the golf ball, okay? We're trying to get rid of the club from being over here somewhere. When that club's out there, you've just got no future, really. It's going to be a big pull, big slice, or tuck the ground or thin it, okay? But this one here, now you see the club start to come down. As you said, more on the white line there, as you can see. Sorry. More on the white line. Come here. There. So in comparison to that there and that there, you've moved the club today, it's hard to say, but probably that much. Okay, which is quite a big change in some ways. Okay, it probably feels to you like it's this much, and that's the biggest difference. It's actually making it feel really weird, and that's why I say when you're on the range, hitting short shots, small swings, don't be afraid to sort of say, okay, I'll just try and hit the ball 60 yards. Challenge yourself to go, okay, right, what speed and what length of swing have I got to do to hit it out to the right, fairly straight, rather than sort of blocking it right, holding the face, as you said, you block the face open. What can I do to hit the golf ball from the club with that path? If I can get that path, okay, at say 50% speed or 60, 70 yard shots, I'll then increase that by 10, 15, 20% over time. And that's going to be a skill in itself to try and control the face of the club. Your first few so-called smaller, shorter swings were almost full speed. They were slightly shorter, but they're probably 10% off. Okay, they felt a lot slower to you, but in visual, when you saw the swing on the shots and the ball went, I think your miss hit 7 iron went like 136, which isn't really that far short from a full one, really, and you miss hit it. So if you can get that club working, what feels way behind there, practice that wall drill, I would suggest. Practice just dropping that club down, sort of like Justin Rose, but getting the club behind you more and sort of in a sense sort of around here, and then in time when that club speeds up, it will get back to the golf ball. So we can start creating this sort of your golf swing, working more in this line as opposed to that, yeah? Okay, once he starts working there, all the clubs in the bag are going to be playable, okay? So clubs out there, they'd be pretty good with wedges and 9-irons, you've got loads of loft. 7, 8, 9, 9, you go quite a long way, you hit the ball fast, 160, 170 kind of thing, but then you get less loft in your hand and a longer club, you're going to really struggle. So getting off the tee will be a bit of a nightmare, to be fair. Okay, mate, makes sense? Yep. Good stuff. Right, I have a couple more then, buddy, and we'll see how the progression can go from there.